What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. This is your official NXT review for tonight's show, May 31st, 2017. And we're going to go over a lot of things tonight, man, especially something that I was thinking about during tonight's show. And tonight's show was okay, but I'm watching guys like Roderick Strong in the ring. I'm watching guys like Cassius Ohno in the ring. I'm watching guys like Andrade Cien Almas in the ring. We've seen the reemergence of No Way Jose tonight in the main event. I'm thinking back to what everybody has talked about for the last several months, and I wasn't on board with it until today. I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, everybody that brought this to my attention seemingly has the right idea here. And with NXT and the main event scene in NXT being right now the strongest it's been in several months, I think there is a need for an NXT Mid Card Championship. Now, I was against that idea. I was against adding another championship in NXT. I was okay with just there being a world championship, a women's championship, and a tag team championship. That's the way it was in the old school, and NXT is modeled after an old school mentality and the way that they do things. But I think right now with the way the roster is and with even more people coming on in to NXT, and if you guys hear a beep, that's my backup battery for my Verizon Fios. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I got to call somebody to get it checked out. It keeps beeping every 10 minutes or so. So if you guys hear that, I apologize. But with guys like Adam Cole possibly coming in, if you guys remember, rumors going around that Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are coming into NXT, there could be a need for a mid-card championship. We're going to discuss it because I got some information on there possibly being an introduction of another title in NXT. I'm going to center this review around that, and I want to gauge everybody's opinion on what you guys think of that. But as we get on into tonight's show, man, it was a decent show. Really nothing of interest or of importance happened tonight. We've seen some good wrestling. We've seen a great tag team match to main event NXT this week. Pete Dunne, again, showing you why he is definitely one of the best in the world right now, and what he's doing is absolutely phenomenal right now for WWE. We're going to talk about it. There was an upset tonight as well. The Velveteen Dream made an appearance tonight on NXT. We'll go over all of it tonight in your official NXT review. I want to thank everybody, before we even begin, for the overwhelming support that you guys have shown. I don't know what's going on with the ads, and I don't want to talk about it, but for the last 2 videos, there have been ads playing. And for the last 2 days, I've seen somewhat of a normalcy come to my ad revenue. Hopefully things are being worked out. I know What Culture's feeling it. I know Adam reached out to a bunch of us today. Supposedly he wants to collaborate on a big video to pretty much bring awareness to the wrestling community on what's going on. So if you see anything from Adam and What Culture this weekend, that's exactly what's going to happen, man. He's going to bring a bunch of us together, and we're going to talk about the YouTube wrestling ad bullshit and what's going on with the wrestling community here on YouTube due to the cut in ad revenue. So look forward to that. I think he's working on something, but for everybody that has kept me up to date on what you're seeing, thank you guys so much. The overwhelming support for the videos, man. I mean, views have been cut. That's the same for everybody, but views have been cut. That's due to the wrestling landscape not being pushed to the search. That all has to do with wrestling commentators and wrestling content creators being shafted here on YouTube. I'm not too concerned about that, but what I do want to make mention is how great you fucking guys are, man. When a Monday Night Raw review can do 2,400 likes, 2,300 likes, whatever it was for this week, and my SmackDown review can do 1,600 likes, and Off the Script is doing 14, 15, and above. I think Part 1 did close to 2,000 likes. When my videos, a podcast, can do that, and I look at the numbers compared to everybody else doing what I'm doing, the Steven Larsons and the Solomonsters and the fucking Brian Zanes and all that, they're getting nowhere near the interaction on likes and comments that I'm getting. So it's a testament to you guys, and I'm going to mention this on Off the Script again on Friday. It's a testament to you guys that, that you're fucking unbelievable in supporting this channel. And I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, man. I'm looking at my numbers and I'm like, I shouldn't be too upset. You know, I wish I was growing at a quicker pace. You know, I am going to do the video game thing very, very soon. I know a lot of people have been asking me to game. I just haven't had the itch to game. I haven't had the itch to game. You know, but I'm going to redo my bedroom here. This bed that you guys don't see that I'm looking at right now, gone. I'm going to set up a whole streaming setup here. I'm going to get a big desk. My dad recommended me a desk that I'm going to go out and buy. I'm going to get a new monitor. I'm going to make this into a stream-heavy room. I'm going to stream on Twitch. I'm interested in playing that new Friday the 13th game. Destiny 2's coming out. World War 2's coming out. Call of Duty. I'll be all over that. You know, I'm going to be streaming my live reactions on WWE pay-per-views. Hopefully I can start with this Sunday's Extreme Rules. A lot of things I got brewing up here, man. A lot of things I got brewing. I want to play that fucking, that underground fucking game that everybody's playing. That big open world game. You know, I want to play that too. That looks fun as shit. So there's a lot of things I want to do. A lot of things I got brewing up here. A lot of things I want to put into motion. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks, coming months, man. I just want to let you guys know that things are coming. Good things are coming. Great wrestling content's coming. Great fucking podcasts are coming. IRW Network is launching. Actually, it's live. It's live right now. You guys can go subscribe. You guys are going to see, soon as you subscribe, this afternoon, you're going to see on the IRWnetwork.com, you're going to see Off the Script Retro. Episode 1, where we talk about Survivor Series 1991. We're going to talk about Tuesday in Texas and the happenings that happened at both of those events that led to Ric Flair winning the WWF Championship at the 1992 Royal Rumble. 1992 Royal Rumble retrospective, Off the Script Extra, Episode 1. Going to be fucking great, man. It's a great fucking podcast. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. Sign up to the IRWnetwork.com right now. IRWnetwork.com. We're going to be doing big things over there, so make sure you guys are tuned in to the IRW Network. Lucha Underground premiered tonight with the second half of Season 3. That review will be a standalone review live on YouTube this afternoon. So if you guys are into Lucha Underground, if you've been watching Lucha Underground, if you care about what I think about Lucha Underground, if you're interested in Lucha Underground in any possible way, I will be reviewing it exclusively as a standalone review this afternoon. So make sure you guys tune into that and make sure you check it out later this afternoon. I don't know when it's going up, but it will be up. Just follow me on Twitter for all the information at JDFROMNY206. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel down below with the bell for that notification. If you guys want to support the podcast on a monthly basis, patreon.com/JDFROMNY206 is the best way to do that. Thank you to everybody that has pledged this week. You guys are all getting shout outs on Off the Script this coming Friday. Thank you all so very much. Another great way to support the show is through Audible. Audible is offering you guys, no matter what video you are watching, Audible is a sponsor of this channel and this podcast. Audible is offering everybody listening to the NXT review today 30 days free to try their service out with one free audiobook of your choice, no matter what. Compatible with iPhone and Android. Over 180,000 books to choose from, and a lot of those are wrestling related, man. You guys can choose whatever you want. All you got to do is go through the sign-up process and go to audibletrial.com/offthescript. Link will be down in the description below. All the information's there for you guys. Sign up. You get your free book. You can take it with you wherever you go, and no matter what you guys do, if you end up canceling right away, you get to keep your audiobook for free. Absolutely no penalty to you at all, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and check that out. And if you guys want to get your t-shirts, we are officially partnered with Barbershop Window and Pro Wrestling Tees, the finest t-shirt company when it comes to wrestling paraphernalia. That is barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Make sure you guys get your t-shirts. $19.99. Beautiful t-shirts. Great quality. They ship worldwide. And if you guys want to support the podcast this summer, there's no better way than wearing a Roman Reigns Get Off My TV t-shirt. Make sure you guys go and do that. And thank you so very much. Let's get into this NXT review, man. I want to go over this story right now about WWE officials adding a mid-card championship to NXT. Okay, ever since NXT was catching fire a couple of years ago, it was literally the hottest brand in professional wrestling. The NXT Championship has been one of the most prestigious titles when it comes to the indie scene. Everybody looked at the NXT Championship as a benchmark for what the independent scene has become, okay? Several great performers have held that championship and used it as a launching pad to superstardom. Whether they go to Raw, which to me, nobody wants to go there. I don't know who the fuck would want to go there. Or SmackDown. Now, the NXT Tag Team division has been regarded as one of the most exciting in WWE, thanks to teams like the Authors of Pain, thanks to DIY, TM61 when they were around, right? And now we got Heavy Machinery. Hopefully Red Dragon comes on in and teaches everybody a lesson or three down in NXT. But it could be a division that thrives once again. And I certainly hope so. The NXT Women's Championship is one of the most coveted titles in all of professional wrestling when it comes to women's wrestling. And obviously you guys know because of who? Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, especially Bayley and Sasha, with those classics that they had that were the benchmark for women's professional wrestling. We haven't seen anything since. We haven't seen anything that great since. Now, a lot of people believe that NXT's consistency with their titles is one of the brand's greatest strengths, and it's different than Raw or SmackDown, each having 4 championships of their own. Historically, title reigns in NXT are much longer, which makes title changes huge moments for the fans to enjoy. This is something that I am a huge fan of. I love long title reigns because when there is a change, you know that it is important, and that is the next man in line to lead the way. I love the long title reigns. I love the build that goes into each takeover event, who the next challenger is that's going to be lined up. And when someone comes along and you get that feeling that this is it and a change is near, it makes it all that much more important. There has been an argument for a mid-card title in NXT for a while. It's been argued that a title in the mid-card would give an additional spotlight to others on the roster. For instance, Ty Dillinger never had a chance at the NXT Championship because Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bobby Roode were on top of the brand. However, a mid-card title may have been his calling card down in NXT if there was one. Bobby Roode has been red hot since debuting for NXT, and he's the NXT champion as of right now. It's safe to assume that he will be holding on to the title for a while longer. I say till at least Brooklyn, where I think he drops it to Drew McIntyre. And it doesn't give much opportunity right now with him holding the title and with the length of these title reigns. You know, NXT does not have 1 month title reigns like we see on Monday Night Raw. Okay? It's not giving much opportunity to the other performers on the roster. There's nothing else for those guys to fight for. A Roderick Strong, a No Way Jose, an Eric Young, a Killian Dane, or a Cassius Ohno, an Andrade Cien Almas, an Aleister Black as he moves up the ranks and eventually moves on into the main event. You know? We could see a lot of those guys be competitive for a mid-card title while you have Wrestler A, the champion, and in this case Bobby Roode, and then Wrestler B, Drew McIntyre, wrestle and have a program that stretches out over a 3-4 month period, and they're going to be concentrating on nothing but that. What is everybody else fighting for? And this is something that I really didn't grasp while people were talking about it. I'm like, let's keep it basic. Let's keep it old school. Let's not add another title. But with Adam Cole probably coming in, Kyle O'Reilly probably coming in, you got Bobby Fish probably coming in, and whoever else is coming in from Ring of Honor down to NXT, a mid-card title might be the way to go. It might be the way to go. But right now, I think it probably is best for NXT. It's a good structure because not everyone can be a title holder. But there is more than enough depth on the NXT roster right now and to come to support a mid-card championship, especially with the current talent. For instance, NXT officials are giving Roderick Strong a big push right now. And someone like Drew McIntyre doesn't have direction on NXT programming right now. He will be named as the next opponent for Bobby Roode. A feud is developing right now between Cassius Ohno and someone I forgot, Hideo Itami even. That would be great for him. Cassius Ohno and Hideo Itami are set to feud. And I didn't read the spoilers. I didn't read the spoilers for NXT. I get that vibe from what we've seen on NXT tonight in a small clip that they showed during the program. But it looked like they were headed for a collision course after NXT TakeOver Chicago. Hideo Itami just flipped out, destroying the locker room. Cassius Ohno got in his face, and Hideo Itami started saying some really, really mean things to him that WWE just blurted out and blanked out when they went back and showed it. I don't know whether he was cursing or not, but he was saying some derogatory statements to Cassius Ohno. Tommaso Ciampa, now on his own. Johnny Gargano, now on his own. Two guys who could be fighting for a mid-card title, That's going to be a huge feud whenever it comes to be. With Tommaso Ciampa being out right now, and Johnny Gargano, according to Tom Phillips, doesn't want to talk to anybody at the moment. But I'm sure he's banged up. I'm sure he's going to get himself well. That could be a great mid-card feud. And it's going to be a big feud whenever both men are healthy. A mid-card championship could add more fuel to the proverbial fire or direction for any one of the guys that I mentioned. WWE just debuted new designs for all of the NXT titles at TakeOver Orlando. At NXT TakeOver Orlando, they introduced all new championship belts. Beautiful. The summer months are coming up, and NXT TakeOver Brooklyn could be an opportune time to debut a new title. The name of a new championship always takes some getting used to, but an NXT Television Championship or something similar could be a great thing for the brand. It is established, continues to grow, and another championship is just around the corner, according to several sources. WWE officials have started showcasing the United Kingdom Championship on NXT, which is a good idea because Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne obviously are talented enough to the point where they need to be showcased. It will be a crime that they're not showcased. Now, they made believers out of everybody, not only for the UK, not only for the UK brand that WWE is going to be bringing to the network, but for their respective brands themselves, both Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. They're fucking proverbial superstars. Tyler Bate is fucking great. Pete Dunne is a fucking monster. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be hugely successful on the main roster. Just not on Monday Night Raw. Now, they made believers out of all of us. The match that they had at TakeOver Chicago easily is going to be in the top 3 matches of the year for WWE at the end of the year. However, the powers that be could be featuring the UK title on NXT right now, in the meantime, to fill that void that a mid-card championship would fill for the brand later on in the future. In the long term, eventually another title will become a necessity. The WWE Universe loves NXT. Everybody loves NXT. It's one of those things that receives overwhelming positivity every single time. Barely anybody has anything bad to say about NXT. However, so many great performers have gone through the system without winning gold during their time with the brand. Big names like Rude can be associated with the NXT Championship, but the fans would notice the caliber of strong performers who went through NXT and won their mid-card title. In many ways, the fans would be proud of those stars because they didn't have the spotlight of being in the main event. And in all ways, a mid-card title is a great idea, not only for everybody that I mentioned, but for the future of NXT. I like it. I think it's a great idea. They got... You don't need everybody vying for a main event spot. You're going to have, and in this case, like I said, Bobby Roode, and you're going to have Drew McIntyre come Brooklyn. That's all you need. There's no other room in that car besides Roode and McIntyre. There's no room for Black. There's no room for Almas. There's no room for Ono. There's no room for Strong. The room for Strong. There's no room for, anybody else. Eric Young, But if you add a mid-card title, those guys instantly are raised to the next level. You can have a tournament. You can feature all those guys, plus Patrick Clark's coming along. You can feature those guys and get their brand and their name out there. Build a competitive tournament around this television championship, or whatever the name is going to be, and give those guys something to fight for. Not only does it give those guys something to fight for, it adds another level of importance to every week's television show. And it adds another championship match to TakeOver. So every TakeOver, we're going to be having 4 championship matches. That's a big fucking deal. You want to add the UK Championship? 5 championship matches. That's a big fucking deal. That is huge. And it brings awareness to TakeOver even more so. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think it was a good idea 6 months ago. Now, as we stand, June 1st, I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think it needs to happen. I honestly think it needs to happen. So let me know what you guys think about that. As far as NXT tonight, not much happened in a way where it would progress storyline. It was one of those, let's throw something on television for the week right now, and then we'll begin building towards Brooklyn in a little bit. But right now, we got a few things out of the way. Obviously, the biggest thing was Tommaso Ciampa explaining why he did what he did at TakeOver Chicago. He opened up the show. He came out on crutches, in street clothes, and he makes his way to the ring, and this was great. This is such a shame that he's going to be out for 6 to 8 months with a torn ACL. You know, it's so fucking shitty that he just received the biggest shot of his career. And a huge angle was building with he and Gargano. And now he's going to be out. You know? Gargano is going to be doing what he's got to do. And if there's a mid-card title, there's no one I would rather have it than Johnny Gargano. Because that, you gotta build long-term. And if you're building a mid-card championship, Gargano wins it, you have him hold it, you have him be a scrappy fighting champion. And when Tommaso Ciampa comes back, who is the foil to Gargano's success again? Tommaso Ciampa. I think that would be fantastic. I think that's absolutely brilliant. But he grabs a microphone, he asks Johnny Gargano to come to the ring, and he's like, oh, that's right. Johnny's not here tonight. The fans don't like that. And then Ciampa asks if they want to replace him. That was his deal. His entire deal, the reason why he attacked Gargano was because he felt, and I didn't get this vibe, but apparently he did, that when news broke of him getting injured before TakeOver Chicago, people were claiming that they wanted a replacement for Ciampa if he couldn't go because they didn't want the ladder match to be scrapped. That was his reasoning. I'm not sure I buy that, but that was his reasoning tonight. Now, in the past 2 weeks, he says he's learned a lot of life lessons. When he got injured before TakeOver Chicago, people asked if he would be able to compete. He had the answer already, before anybody even else was talking about it. Of course I was going to fight. That's what he does, he says. That's what DIY is all about. But it didn't even take a day for people to start dreaming about replacements for him if he was really hurt. Ciampa set that aside and said, let's go fight. Because that's what they do. He says that's what DIY does. In the ladder match, he felt something pop in his knee. He's been in this business for a long time and he knows the difference between being hurt and being injured. And this was him being injured. And he didn't feel good. He didn't feel good. He didn't look hurt. He didn't look hurt at TakeOver after what we've seen, especially with the post-match beatdown and the turn. But it was later revealed that he was really injured and he tore his ACL. He kept fighting. He kept fighting for the fans who wanted to replace him. He kept fighting for his brother, Johnny Gargano. When they came up short, he realized something. Just like the fans were ready to replace him, he knew Johnny would replace him too. It's not his fault. It's the fans' fault. It's Gargano's fault. DIY had something special, but the fans ruined it. So he decided that if he had to go away for a while, so did Johnny. DIY was us versus them. Chicago was supposed to be our moment, but it wasn't. It was Ciampa's moment. He then proclaims that he's a 32-year-old man and there's something he knows for him. The ring is not replaceable. He's not replaceable. And Johnny's not either. The fans are. He's not going to tell them a sob story about how he's going to come back stronger and better than ever. When he comes back, all he said was this, that he was going to be the most dangerous son of a bitch in all of NXT because he is professional wrestling, whether you like it or not. Great fucking promo by Tommaso Ciampa. I wish him a speedy recovery, and I can't wait for him to come back and resume this feud with Johnny Gargano. We are to expect classics between these two, because I said it once, and I'll say it again. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are each other's best rival. And if there is a mid-card title in NXT and Johnny Gargano comes back while Tommaso Ciampa is rehabilitating, I say give him the mid-card title. And then when Tommaso Ciampa comes back, you build off that. I think that is a brilliant idea. Danny Birch versus Pete Dunne was the first match we seen tonight. Pete Dunne won. Danny Birch did the best he could, brought him to the limit, but the bitter end, man, the bitter end by Pete Dunne is absolutely fucking beautiful. One of my favorite moves in all of WWE right now, that pump handle fucking flatliner, perfectly executed to Danny Birch. Danny Birch did the best that he could. He brought Pete Dunne to the limit. Very hard hitting, but Pete Dunne wins with the bitter end. And it was not for the United Kingdom Championship. It was just a one-on-one match, just a way for NXT to again showcase the United Kingdom performers, which eventually will lead to getting their own program. Pete Dunne wins with the bitter end. Picture perfect finish to that match. Interview with Bobby Roode. He was in a limo. He says there will be a glorious celebration, but we are not invited. It will be for VIPs only. He will return to Full Sail next week. Kayla Braxton had an interview with the Velveteen Dream. He cuts her off, and he said the ambiance here at Full Sail University is not right. Yeah, Velveteen, I might have to agree with you if this was Monday Night Raw. The ambiance on Monday Night Raw is not to my liking. On NXT, it's fine. You know, on Monday Night Raw, I say we need some new ambiance. If they fix the set and he plays with Kayla's hair, and if they fix your hair, honey, maybe. Just maybe. And then he walks away. You know, I was someone who was shitting all over Patrick Clark, but this is the second week now. I seen him in action last week. He did great, very physical. He moves like fucking butter in the ring, man. Smooth as fuck, right? Beautiful looking elbow drop off the top rope. I'm actually looking forward to seeing him in the ring again. And I'm surprised I'm saying that. You know? It's one thing, you know, we tend to, as fans, put down something without actually seeing it first, especially in wrestling. We automatically say, oh, this sucks, but I'll give it a chance. Everybody does that. I do it, you do it, we all do it, right? But if Patrick Clark can continue to impress in the ring, it's automatically going to make me like his gimmick, because I can see already he's living the gimmick. He's feeling the gimmick. And when I notice someone liking and feeling the gimmick and playing the role the absolute best that he could, to me, that gets me on their side. That makes me like them even more. I didn't like him before. I thought this was a fucking throwaway gimmick with a very short ceiling. It's going to be one of them party gimmicks like Adam Rose that has a very short ceiling that's going to go nowhere. If this guy can really live the gimmick and perform even better in the ring, I say this guy's going to be a big deal in NXT. He's got that modern day Gold Dust-esque vibe to him. And he's got, I don't know, I see Disco Inferno with the way he's dressed up. Just a little bit. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm looking forward to seeing more of the Velveteen Dream in the ring. And I thought it was going to take me a long time to get on board with this guy. It took 2 weeks already, and I'm looking forward to seeing him more. You know? I'm definitely willing to give the Velveteen Dream a chance. Andrade Cien Almas, someone who I think would be perfect for a mid-card championship, because to me, he's always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody knows what to do with him, you know? But I don't know where he's going after tonight. He had a match against Cesaro Bononi, and he was literally beating the shit out of this guy. The fucking open hand slaps across the face, to the chest, the physicality that Andrade Cien Almas showed you in the ring tonight against this guy. He was fucking this guy up. And all of a sudden, that cockiness got the best of him. He goes for a suplex, which he couldn't lift the big man up. Cesaro Bononi is a big fucking guy. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's got MMA training. He's from Brazil. He's a big fucking guy. He tried to get him up for a suplex, did Andrade, and he couldn't get him. Bononi counters the suplex into a roll-up and pins Andrade 1, 2, 3. Bononi was shocked. Everybody was shocked. Andrade goes to grab a fucking steel chair from the timekeeper's area, drops it, and starts laughing. He starts laughing that he lost to Cesaro Bononi. Now, I don't know where they go from here with this guy. I don't know if this is a storyline where he's just going to, be lackadaisical in everything that he does, that everything in the ring is just not important to him. What's most important to him is getting a girl's number at the end of the night and taking her back to the hotel room. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this leads to his departure from NXT. I have no fucking idea, which that would be a shame because he's probably one of the best in-ring talents that they got down there. But Cesaro Bononi, huge upset, and he's got everything that WWE likes. This guy's big. He's got a great physique. He throws a great drop kick. You hone this guy in and you fucking mold this guy and you watch him develop. He could be a big thing in NXT if they give him a chance. So we're going to see what happens with this Andrade Cien Almas storyline, man. I don't know where they're going with this, but interesting developments that they had Cesaro Bononi beat Andrade clean in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are shooting a video at the Performance Center, and out walks Ember Moon. I read a report on Off the Script that there was rumors going around that Ember Moon was going to be out 6 months. Clearly that is not the case. She walks in on their filming, and she did not have her arm in a sling. They mock her for being injured, but a trainer walks up, has a medical release for her to sign. Ember Moon smiles, and she's like, I'll see you soon. Ember Moon is coming back to NXT. They stop filming, they walk off, and that was it. There's one thing Ember Moon needs to work on. It's her promos. Please, get that woman some training on how to cut a believable promo. She sounds way too robotic, and she does not sound natural. If you're going to build between Asuka and Ember Moon to Brooklyn, and you're going to have Ember Moon be the one to take the title off of Asuka, have her train in getting a promo right. Because that was the one thing that I took away from their first match, is that the promos did not live up to the hype. You gotta give me a good promo for you to believe. I know both women are gonna bring it in the ring, but if your promos are lacking or slacking, I'm not gonna be on board, man. And that's the only weakness right now that I see in Ember Moon. Other than that, she's fantastic. Tom Phillips announces a triple threat match coming for the Women's Championship in 2 weeks. The same thing that we've seen at TakeOver Chicago. Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, Asuka, but this time, it's an elimination match. Looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to that very much. We had Hideo Itami being showcased after Chicago, destroying a locker room, and then they went to footage earlier in the day of Itami and Ono shaking hands in the parking lot, and they announced Hideo will be facing Oni Lorcan next week. I didn't read the spoilers, but just based on what I seen in the locker room, I smell a heel turn coming for Hideo Itami. Speaking of Cassius Ohno, he did his best Sacramento basketball team 6-string impersonation. You know, the Sacramento Kings. He was dressed in those colors, and he looked like a fucking primetime bench player. So I don't know what it is with Cassius Ohno. I mean, I love Cassius Ohno in the ring, but he does not depict a main event level guy. If there's a mid-card title, he's perfect for it. To me, he is not main event. The way he dresses and the way he appears, he does not look to me to be main event. And that's a lot. That's a lot. You look at the main event now. You look at Aleister Black. Yes. Drew McIntyre. Yes. Bobby Roode. Yes. You can even look at Roderick Strong, the way he looks. Yes. Adam Cole coming in, probably. Yes. You look at Cassius Ohno. What the fuck is this shit? You know? I don't know. That's just the way I feel. But he's great in the fucking ring. He and Roderick Strong going against Sanity, Eric Young and Alexander Wolf, Killian Dane on the outside. This was a very, very good tag team match. Cassius Ohno was beat up most of this match until he made the hot tag to Roderick Strong. They won when Roderick Strong hit the end of Heartache on EY. No Way Jose comes down to make the save, And he is the equalizer again when Killian Dane tries to get involved. The babyfaces stand tall as they overcome Sanity. You got No Way Jose, who's another perfect candidate for a mid-card championship. No Way Jose, Roderick Strong, and Cassius Ohno standing tall against Sanity once again to close NXT. Very, very good show. Nothing of importance, really, except the explanation from Tommaso Ciampa. But the mid-card title, just based on what we're seeing and feeling going into the future, I think NXT needs a mid-card championship right now anyway, especially with the incoming talent of, Adam Cole possibly, and like I said, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. It's going to be a big deal for NXT, and I think it's much needed right now going on into the summer months and the rest of 2017. Let me know what you guys think down below, and if you enjoyed the review, if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know if you guys see ads on the video. I'm very curious to see. Can we make it 3 for 3? We got ads on Raw. We got ads on SmackDown. Can we get ads on NXT? If you guys enjoyed the video, smash that thumbs up. Let me a comment down below. Follow me on Twitter, at JDFROMNY206, and hit that subscribe button with the bell for your notification. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206 if you guys want to support the channel and the podcast monthly. Thank you to all patrons. And if you guys want to support my friends over at Audible, get your free book tonight. audibletrial.com/offthescript. One free audiobook just for signing up. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. And the IRW Network debut tomorrow. Off the Script Retro 1992 Royal Rumble review. Sign up for the network. Going to be a fantastic fucking time. 2 hours of audio fucking greatness from Off the Script and JD on the IRWnetwork.com. I am JD. Thank you guys so much for watching this NXT review, and I will be back with Lucha Underground later on today review for the second half of Season 3. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all later this afternoon for Lucha Underground. Talk to you later.